There. Welcome to our case studies overview. My name is Molly Creek, and on behalf of the entire high school counseling team, we would like to share with you some important information for you to be prepared for our case studies night coming up on April 14th. So we're really hopeful that you all will be able to identify steps that you're currently taking that are already setting you up to be successful as you apply to colleges. We really hope that students will gain insight into the common application and what it means to them. We are hopeful that students will identify behaviors that will not serve them well as they apply to college, and that ultimately students and their adults and guardians will objectively evaluate how they would be seen by a college admission representative. And we will have many reps joining us on this evening, which I'll get to in just a moment. So case studies is open to all 10th grade students, and we are also opening it up to our current junior class, just based on the pandemic and some things that were not able to happen last year. This is on April 14th at 5:30 p.m. and this is a virtual event. So you will receive an RSVP link. Please sign up as soon as you can, and that way we can make sure we're organized with our virtual setup. So some goals for case studies and an overview of the night. I will present to you today 3 students and their profiles. And within those breakout rooms on the evening of April 14th, you will come prepared with their information and you will choose which student you are accepting, denying, and waitlisting depending on their profile and the school they are applying to, which is Jefferson University. Now, this is a fictitious college. We just want to present with you their college information. You will understand the importance of the applications and transcripts, and then you will also interact with college admission counselors and be able to gain more information into what the process actually looks like. All right, so you should come prepared in reading the application files before this event. I will present this today, but in the sake of this being a virtual video, I want to keep it brief. So feel free to pause this as you review, and there is also an attached document in the email and Google Classroom with a more organized printout of the student profiles and the college profile. We would love for you to come interested and engaged as you participate in the discussion with the college admission reps. It's a huge opportunity to have them join us on this evening, and this is just for peak to peak. So like we ask our students, if you can have your cameras and microphones on, that really helps. And these are reps that could be reading your students' profiles and admission applications. So this is a great chance to build those relationships and make a first connection. It will begin at 5:30 p.m. The breakout room discussions will start at 6. The admission decisions will be at 6:45, and then the college fair is at 7 p.m. And you can see here the schools that are joining us. We have several schools, great schools that Peak to Peak students apply to, so this is a great opportunity to build relationships with those admissions reps. Regardless if they're a school that you're applying to, still really, really good insight in conversing with them. All right, so we are going to move into the information, and like I said, just given that this is a virtual video, I will not go over every detail on each slide, but rather present to you the information, and that way you can review it on your own with your students and families, and that way you can be prepared on case studies night. All right, so you can see here the overview of Jefferson University. Like we said, this is a fictitious college, not a real school, but can be representative. And this shows the, obviously, location, academics, the different colleges, the fact that it's a Black school based on the acceptance rate, and some details based on their student body and the priorities and the culture on their college campus. You can see the averages. This is something that colleges share. So the students that are accepted have an average of a 3.6 unweighted GPA. Their middle 50% testing scores are 28 to 32 on the ACT and 1260 to 1450 on the SAT. Now I will move into 3 students. Like I said, it is up to you to decide who is admitted, who is deferred, and who is denied. And we will decide this on the actual case studies night, but please, like I said, come prepared so you know which student profile fits which student and maybe which direction you're leaning as far as admitting the student or maybe denying the student. So as I said, here is Rachel from Puget View High School. You can see her GPA, test scores, the types of things that she's involved in. So feel free to go ahead and pause at this point in the video if you would like to review her information or refer to the document. Then once again, here is Kevin, same information. So you can see the GPA, the test score, the percentage of students that attend a four-year college from his high school, which is Meadow High School, and the sorts of things that he is involved in as well. You can see these students, it discusses what their essays are about. So go ahead again and pause if you would like to review Kevin. And here is Raina from Penrose Academy. Once again, same information, GPA, test score, what her essay is about. And then you can see, I want to point out the top ranking. So you can see this student's counselor ranked her in the top 5% of students that counselor works with at Penrose Academy. All right, so you can see who has the highest test scores. That would be Raina when you're looking at her information. And this is something to really keep in mind due to COVID-19 pandemic. Most colleges are test optional, but definitely work with your counselors and do your research as to which schools those are. And then you can always refer to fairtest.org. And all of our juniors will be taking the graduation requirement of taking the SAT this coming April. And just so our sophomores know, that will be a graduation requirement for them as well. We can see here, we discuss which student took the most rigorous coursework in high school, and that student is actually Rachel. Now, this might be surprising based on the number of classes that Kevin took. He did take more than Rachel. However, you can see Kevin's school offered 20 AP classes, where Rachel's only offers 5. So she takes a higher percentage of the AP classes that are available to her. And once again, Kevin took those 4 AP classes, but his school offered 20 of them. So that ratio there shows that Rachel actually took a more rigorous course load. This is a tough one. Who is the most involved? You can see the different opportunities. Once again, I ask that you really look and reflect as to what students are involved in and maybe how that relates to you as a sophomore student or a junior student and what you're involved in, either at Peak to Peak or in the community. And then once again, who attends the most rigorous high school? Something to think about. Kevin's is 100% students attended four-year colleges. Raina's 97% attend four-year colleges. It's a school that offers 13 AP classes, small private high school for both of those students. And then while Rachel's large public high school might not be as rigorous, only 45% attend four-year colleges, she is ranked in the top percentage of her class. Her GPA is a 3.8 and the highest is a 3.9. So that's something to think about as you make a case for all of these students. Looking at the essay topics is something that is important to pay attention to. And then what sticks out from the letters of rec in a good or a bad way. And then, like I mentioned, Common App ratings are a part of what what counselors and teachers submit. So we do have to rank students in a percentage. And that's something that I say not to stress you all out, but something to think about when we go through these case studies specifically. So you can think once again, Rachel, top 10% academic achievement, Raina, top 5%. Kevin's is not given, but is given the highest recommendation from a teacher. So feel free to take a pause here and then look at the things that really stick out on these students' applications. 33% of applicants are accepted to Jefferson University. That's an important percentage when considering which students will be admitted, denied, or waitlisted. All right, so like I said, I wanted to keep this presentation brief just because it is a virtual video, but we really ask that you review this information and review the document so you can come prepared for these discussions and working with fellow classmates and families and admissions counselors to decide which students were admitted, or which student was admitted, and which two were not, and which one was waitlisted. And it will be a great opportunity to also interact with our admissions reps as well. So please remember that you can always reach out to myself, Molly Creek, your school-specific counselor, Ms. Holmes Fuller. We are all here to help support and work through these. Thank you so much for reviewing this information and for reviewing the attached document with the case studies information as well. And we look forward to seeing you on April 14th.